All right, so the very first question I've just posed, and who'd like to go first?
I'll go first.
Excellent, thank you, Cassy. So the question is, if you could describe your career journey up to today in 3 words, what would they be and why?
I must say I found this a challenging one. You did give us a bit of warning on it. So I decided it was directed, divergent, and people.
Okay, so why those words?
Directed because when I get an idea, then I'm quite directed, and I'll think, okay, what do I need to do to get to that spot? And divergent because, okay, then I get to that spot and then suddenly I kind of diverge and go somewhere else, and then I start directing. And people, because they've had a huge part in, one, helping with my career journey, also sometimes my decisions on careers based on the people that are within those organisations. And also majority of my work is very people focused. So.
Fantastic. Okay. And who's next?
I may as well go next.
Great, excellent. Thanks, Megan.
So my 3 words again. It's a great question. Varied, scary, and empowered as well. So I've just fairly scratched the surface. I've had so many jobs in my life. And I realised this morning that owning my own business was the longest job I've ever had, and that's been 6 years now. And I think the average is probably 2, maybe. So I've had a lot of jobs. I think mainly because I just didn't find my feet. I didn't belong anywhere. So I think I needed to create where I belonged, really. So lots of different jobs, which is great experience, but very varied. Scary, again, it was scary at the start because I didn't ever feel like it was right. I never felt like I was in the right place, actually expressing my inner self and my heart, I guess. And then when I took the plunge, it was scary because I was taking a plunge to express myself, and when it's yours and you own it, there's nowhere to hide anymore as well. And empowering, because ultimately I feel amazing to be in this position. I feel blessed to be doing the work that I do. I feel like I make a difference. To wake up in the morning and actually love what I do is such a gift, because I've worked those jobs which are bad. So to actually be excited, I can't actually remember, like Duke mentioned the job that, where we used to work, and I was like, that's right, I had jobs at some point that weren't empowering and inspiring and didn't compel me to push myself further. So, yeah.
Great.
Thanks. And Paul, yeah.
Thanks, Judith. So the 3 words, great question again. 3 words for me were, and I'll obviously explain them, adventure, number 1, ownership, number 2, and third would be employability. So going through them, I started life as a chartered accountant, and that was really good because it cured me of 9 to 5 structured employment. So I couldn't become a lion tamer, for those of you who know the Monty Python sketch. So I moved into careers and recruitment with a firm in the UK, and just had a brilliant 15 years of an adventure with them, where I had lots of different roles but one employer, and took me to many different countries and many different types of roles. But mainly it was helping people find the role that they wanted, and it involved career management, and it was a great experience for me along the way too. And I found myself in Sydney, started another business called Ambition, and had a similar adventure for another 15 years at Winston. So really, you mentioned just blessed and being lucky, feel the same. So adventure for me, I've always probably followed a passion and wanted to have a role that I've really enjoyed and put everything into. So that's the adventure side. That's been the thread that's run through. The ownership really came from very early on a conversation with somebody who talked about the concept of we own our careers, but our employer owns the job. and that we've always just got to be conscious of managing, taking ownership for, responsibility for managing our career, because at some point in time, although we might start off as being congruent when we start a job, there's over a period of time the employer's objectives are going to change, and our objectives are going to change, so that we've just got to manage that and make sure that we're really conscious that when it no longer suits either side, that we're ready then to make some changes, whatever they might be within the role or external to the roles of the company. So that ownership, I've always been very conscious of taking responsibility and owning. And third, employability. Again, early on in my career, realised that it's critical. It's more critical to be employable than employed. So that's a mindset shift, really, of just making sure that you've always got transferable, marketable skills, that if the worst happens, the best happens today, tomorrow, you're out of a role, that you've got the skills and the mindset to be able to go and find another one. And there's been one time 4 years ago where I was stuck. I wasn't following my own advice, and I got stuck in a role being employed, because my own company was employed, and I was no longer employable. That's sort of kind of another story for another question. So I think it's all around really this fine. So let's just make sure I'm employable, got marketable skills, and will enable me to get a role tomorrow if I want to, need to. All of that again is against the backdrop. I think somebody mentioned about being married, mortgaged, and therefore having you've got to have the pragmatism as well to contrast with the idealism of kind of the job that you're really passionate about. Often you make decisions that are more pragmatic than you might